Hi to the great, fabulous listeners of Movie Musings. You've got Christina reviewing No Strings Attached, released in theaters January 21, 2010. The Netflix synopsis reads, emotionally unencumbered and sexually satisfied, friends with benefits Emma, played by Natalie Portman, and Adam, played by Ashton Kutcher, have an open relationship that suits them just fine. That is until those pesky little things called feelings enter the picture. It's directed by Ivan Reitman. Kevin Kline and Carrie Elwes also star. So I saw the trailer and I was already laughing, so I figured I might have good things to say about this movie, and I figured correctly, because you know what, this movie is actually really funny. The story's kind of I think you can kind of predict the ending. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, unless of course you think that is a bad thing, then that's a different story. But what I think really made this movie was the fact that it wasn't the usual girl falls in love first. It's this time it was him, and you know, she had feelings, but she was better at, out of the two of them, she was better at suppressing those feelings and just focusing on her friendship, her work, and her sex, and having great sex. But you know, things happen, feelings happen, and you can't really fight that now, can you? Something that I found memorable were some of the lines, because really, the writers of this movie did a great job, as well as the actors delivering those lines. They were really funny, and some of them seem so innocuous, but you know, obviously if you're watching the film, you know what they're talking about. It was for example, Ashton's dad in this movie, played by Kevin Kline, he's like a total womanizing scumbag, and I say scumbag in a very, I definitely would use that word to define his character, because of something he does to his own son, which kind of also is a pivotal point of the movie. But he's trying to give his son sexual advice, and of course, you know, he's a grown man. He's already had his own. He's learned things for himself and all that jazz. But his father, I remember his father said, Kevin Kline, he said, you know, being married having two failed marriages, you learn a little something about eating the kitty. I may not be doing justice to it, but he did, and the whole theater was cracking up. It was actually a full house, so that was kind of cool to see. I have mixed feelings about that. I either like it or I hate it entirely, and I'm completely annoyed. But I wasn't this time, because, you know, it was a comedy, and people knew when to be quiet, so no one ruined anything. And everyone was laughing, you know, it was just kind of like a cool environment, and it was because the movie provided that. The plot, obviously I'm not going to give away the ending, but I will say that I liked some of the turns and the fact that you can't always get what you want, you know. That's also played up in the movie, and I like that. I like that as well. Some of the gestures he did for her, you know, because he was really falling for her. And also, on top of that, they were friends, you know, and they were friends for a long time. They met when they were teenagers at a camp. That's how the movie opens up. And I just found it hilarious that she's not emotionally comforting to a lot of people. Like, she tries to be strong, and it's been that way since she was a little girl, apparently. But as teenagers in camp, he's going through his own trauma and he's crying, and she didn't really know how to deal with that, so she put her arm around him, and she said, don't worry, you know, not everyone's supposed to end up together forever, because his parents are going through a divorce. And then he takes it in a moment of silence, he absorbs it, and then he asks her, can I finger you? And that's how the movie starts, and everyone just started cracking up, and I was like, alright, I got a good feeling about this movie right off the bat. Overall, I give this movie an A, because for all those reasons, and I think if you were to go see it, you might agree as well. On a side note, Surajo and I offer our services in that if you have a film that you don't want to spend your time watching, but you're not so sure what to think about or what you know about it, if anything, one of us would be more than happy to review a film for you in a timely fashion. You can let us know you can put in your request through our YouTube channel, Movie Musings, or you can email us at christinasurajo@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Cheers!